Sorry, I'm reading a.
You know we're live, right?
Oh shit! Hey, I didn't do that time either.
That was amazing. Totally planned.
So wait, so that part came through?
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody to the Geek Spot News program.
Thanks for finding the Geek Spot.
On your YouTube, Facebook dial.
Episode 139.
Is it? Did I get that right?
Of Geek Spot News. Yeah.
The description isn't right.
I'm Jack. You got Frank over on the other side, over there. Over there.
No, it didn't change in that. Well,
the description didn't change. There was a very clever description that Frank had written out all for this.
It's out there for the YouTube and the Facebookers
to go everywhere that is broadcasting. Is it? Where is it not then?
In our own private John.
Oh, I don't even look at that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
You don't need to look at that. Hi everybody, welcome to the sauna.
We got Dom, Aaron, Charles joining early on. Love it.
Welcome to the sauna. Let's get it going.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be hot this week. I don't know. I was in a building all day.
Boy, hopefully not as hot as that sauna was. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But as we do, how's Jack been? It's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, I gigged all weekend. And look at that, Father of the Year. I did not wear my Best Dad in the Galaxy shirt. I should have. I looked at it and then I did not go that route. It was good, man. I had time to watch some more of The Office. I made it through the Office Olympics.
Oh,
the Dunder Mifflin Office Olympics.
Flonkerton.
Yeah, I made it through that. I made it through the fire drill or the smoke alarm.
Fire drill might be one of the best episodes.
Yeah, the other Jack is also good. In case you're wondering,
thank you, Jack
McGinty of Mysterious Ways fame. So yeah, it was good, man. I had a gig, like I said, a last minute private gig Friday. Ended up filling in with Keep the Change Band. Had a gig Saturday last minute, and then yesterday I was down at Barnaby's in Aston.
Hey, you're a busy bee this weekend.
Yeah, nothing coming up this week. Had a great Father's Day though. Got a Harper jersey. Got some other stuff. Got my 4-year-old told me a list about all the things she thinks about me. So she thinks I'm 5 years old. So that's exciting.
Nice.
And that I also make, I can't remember now. There's something that I make that's really good that I've never made in my life. Oh, meatballs that I've made, but never for her. So I'm glad she thinks that I make really good ones. So I had all that, and then heading on vacation soon. So just planning that and booking stuff for that, watching some stuff.
Excellent.
We'll talk about that. I'll hit that in the news as we get.
I want to hear your Office stuff.
Well, that, but more the Doctor Who penultimate episode of the season hit this week, and it was a lot. So, but how about you, man? What have you been up to?
I had my first pool day Saturday.
Oh,
at our pool day. It was very nice. It was warm. It was perfect for the pool. This weekend's going to be even better for the pool. I think we're going to do Saturday, Sunday this week.
Yeah, I'll be in the Dominican Republic, so enjoy that.
That's better. It's a little bit better. A little bit better. Maybe we'll grill some stuff up. We grilled up some burgers and dogs Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Father's Day, I literally turned my phone off. Like I messaged you in the morning, and then I turned my phone off. And I sat with no phone, played video games, got a hug from my son. I didn't turn my phone off, but I put it on Do Not Disturb. And then I limited the amount of people that I could actually see. And then my other son gave me a call. We talked for about a half hour. It was nice. I had a nice, quiet Father's Day.
That's great.
It's nice when the kids are older and it's quieter.
Yeah. Look, Matt Kaplan joining, talking about how great your pool day was.
Oh, it was wonderful.
My day, my Saturday during the day was power washing and mowing the lawn. So I feel like the pool day probably would have been better.
Yep. You're welcome over anytime.
Yeah.
Just have to drive to West Deptford.
Nope.
It's just like going to the Pennant, but further.
Nope. I'm good. Thanks. I did that.
Yeah, but this is for a pool, not for alcohol.
All the trips there. That's true.
This is for pool.
So yes, it was good. So yeah, that was. Did you get out at all besides the pool, or was that it? That was the extent of the out for the week.
Oh, the pool, that was the extent. Like the
Got it.
pool was, I came home, and then Sunday morning I woke up. So um, Friday I did episode 1 of The Boys. Didn't realize they dropped 3 and was like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot of episodes of The Boys all at
So
once.
Sunday morning, while I was still whacked out from the pool, like, I watched the other 2, and then I pulled out of video games early to go watch the Dragons.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to talk about that.
They could have slow rolled The Boys. I don't think they needed the 3 episodes at this point.
Yeah, I would have rather 2. If they're gonna do more than 1, 2 would have been okay. But I mean, I probably, well, again, we'll talk about that in a minute. I want to hear how many episodes of The Office you got through. This has become my favorite part of the show now.
Oh, I don't even know how many episodes of The Office did I get.
So you said that you saw The Office Olympics. It's still a little rough. You're still in the early stages, a little rough.
It is. They haven't ironed everything out just yet. From
No,
what everybody keeps telling me, saying that it's, the best thing since sliced bread. I'm like, all right, I'm still waiting for that.
So you did.
I'm on. I made it through the first 4 episodes of season 2.
Okay, so you got the Dundies, which was funny.
Yeah,
as I'm looking at them now, I don't know this off the top of my head.
that one was good.
Sexual harassment was fun. I think that's the one where Jim makes him do the "That's what she says."
Yeah, that's the one where he's getting investigated, and Rob Riggle, not Rob Riggle. Yes, Rob Riggle. No, not Rob Riggle. The other Rob.
The guy from Anchorman.
Yes.
Rob Corddry.
Yep. Rob Corddry. Yeah. Him. Yeah, that one was good. Again, like that one was like, I was like, that one's a little dated in it, and even some of the way they do the references. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Do you know who directed Office Olympics and who directs a lot of episodes of The Office? Paul Feig.
Who?
Paul Feig, the guy that did the female Ghostbusters.
Oh, well, that explains how he got that job.
Well, so you did Office Olympics.
Be great. I did. Yeah, look, the Office Olympics was fun. It reminds me of back in the day. I feel like we used to do some of that stuff on slow days.
Yeah. And you got Fire Guy.
Yep, which was fine.
Amy Adams. Couple appearances by Amy Adams.
Well, she hit the end of season 1, didn't she?
She did. She was the Pursley. Yeah. Now, Rob Riggle does actually show up.
I'm sure Rob Riggle's everywhere.
He's only in 1 episode, but he does show up in this season. Did you get to the Halloween episode? Okay.
No,
you said first 4. Okay, so that's coming up.
So look, it's getting better.
Yeah.
I think it's still waiting to see how they want to play everything, right? It feels as much like they don't really have their plan together yet at this point when they're writing it, where you don't know where they're going to go.
No, and they didn't do a lot of overarching storylines yet, except for the branch closing one is kind of in the background.
But it's the first time that I've watched 22 episode TV in quite a while, so I have to get used to that slow roll again.
Since Smallville?
Yeah, and that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I have to get
season 4, by the way.
Are you? Wow, look at them go.
Not me, but
I know those guys. I agree with Matt. If it takes 2 seasons for the show to get decent, bail.
Sometimes shows take 2 to 3 seasons to get good. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 episodes. Unless it's the Acolyte, it starts off good and just gets better each episode.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, look, I watched I forget the last couple, but there was a couple shows that I stuck with, like Fear the Walking Dead. Season 1 was awful. But I was like, I'm not going to bail on this because I feel like it's going to get good. And I'm going to miss out and have to go play catch up. And I stuck, and it became one of my favorite shows every year.
I appreciate you giving it your all right now. I do. Once Michael leaves, if you bail, I can kind of understand. So
I think it can only get better without him. Who replaces him? Is it Ed?
So Will Ferrell for 2 episodes, and then he's out. He's the worst thing to ever happen to The Office. He was horrible. And then James Spader comes in for a little while as Robert California, who's really just kind of out there.
Yeah.
And then Ed Helms takes over as the manager later on in seasons, and they kind of ruined his character, but that's another story.
Well, we'll get there. I'll get there.
You will get there.
I will not have much Office watched by the next time because I have to get through all of the stuff I downloaded.
Nope, that's fine.
To watch on the planes and whatnot. I finally got to hit Godzilla -1. I finally want to hit Immaculate. I might watch Shogun if I have time, but I don't. It's not that long of a flight, so we'll see what happens. And that's 10 episodes.
I wanted to have seen Bad Boys by now, but me and Matt are going to have to schedule a play date for that.
There's no Inside Out, too.
No, apparently not.
Making all the monies.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2 saved the box office this week.
Well, Deadpool's tracking to make like $250 its first weekend.
We'll see.
Oh, it's going to make the money. It's what happens the second week. Is it going to carry over?
Until it gets review bombed the day before because somebody sees something in a trailer they don't like.
Well, there's now I'm not going to grab this, but there's a rumored cameo list that's already starting to float around. It's an unconfirmed list, but it's a rumored cameo, like a full rumored cameo list. I'm avoiding it. I'm not going to look at it. I don't want to see it in the chat. I don't care. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised for this.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything else about the movie. Mm-mm. I heard they played the first 20 minutes at CinemaCon, which seems that's
probably where cameos come.
Probably, which is how the list got out there. Charles did say Hitmonkey Season 2 is coming soon, so that's exciting for you.
Yes. For me and all my hit monkeys.
It's so good.
You've said. All right. Before we get to the news, we're going to pick one of two lists.
Well, we had one left over, didn't we? I think we teased the list last week.
I teased the list of the 10 most expensive things ever destroyed on film, which is a good list. However, that page just crashed. So now I'm going to make it. How about, since we have to talk about Game of Thrones tonight, the 15 best episodes of the original Game of Thrones ranked.
15?
15.
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about them all.
There was only, I guess there was 70 episodes, huh?
Yeah, it was almost 100 episodes.
All right.
So here's the 15. Here's the 15 best, and we'll skip through these pretty quick. Number 15, Fire and Blood. That is episode 1, season 1, episode 10, the finale where Dany gets her dragons for the first time.
Sure.
9.4 IMDb score.
It's a good score on IMDb.
Number 14, and now his watch has ended. Season 3, episode 4, when she gained the Unsullied army. That was a cool ass scene where the guy's trying to control the dragon, and she just turns around and gives him the Dracarys and makes all the Unsullied kill their masters.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
That was a good one. I don't. That seems low.
Oh, I mean, again,
I'm sure all of the last season are the top episodes in this.
Have to be. Number 13 is The Children. Season 4, episode 10 is when Tyrion killed Tywin on the shitter. Okay.
So we're just going with the all of the season finales. That's where we're going.
So far. Because number 12 is Baylor, which was season 1, episode 9, when Ned Stark met an untimely death.
Yeah.
Sean Bean continued to just die in movies.
Oh, that was 9. Okay.
That was episode 9. That was the penultimate episode.
Yeah, the first season was a real slog for me. Speaking of Matt having to go 2 seasons for a show to get decent, the first season of Game of Thrones was really rough for me to make it through.
Number 11 is The Watchers on the Wall, season 4, episode 9. The Night's Watch battling the Wildling army for the first time.
That was cool. And this is number 9 is the rating for that?
Number 11.
Number 11, all right.
Number 11, season 4, episode 9.
Got it.
I was hooked day one on Game of Thrones too, Matt. So now the top 10, The Lion and the Rose, season 4, episode 2, when Joffrey died at his wedding.
I feel like that could move up. I think that was one of the better ones.
Yes, that was a great. I just actually watched that scene not too long ago. JJ, if the Red Wedding isn't number 1, I don't know. I didn't look at this ahead of time. I like doing that. So I agree with
Everybody's
JJ.
here. Everybody's here waiting to hear our glowing reviews of Star Wars. I feel like tonight.
Well, that also. Number 9 is Blackwater, which I think I would have that higher. That would be season 2, episode 9. That was the big battle on the ocean outside of King's Landing with
Yep.
the green fire.
I think that is probably the top 3 episodes for
That's
me.
absolutely a top 3 episode. Number 8, The Spoils of War, season 7, which didn't have a lot going for it, but early in the season, episode 4, when a dragon just destroyed the money train.
No, I wouldn't.
Good episode, but not there.
Not above all these other ones that you're listing so far.
Not at 8. At 7, we have The Laws of Gods and Man. This was a really good episode. Season 4, episode 6, when Tyrion was on trial for Joffrey's murder.
Oh, yeah, that one was good. I'll
The
give that one where it's at.
The outtakes for that one are hilarious.
Oh,
where he's dancing. Tyrion's like dancing up to the podium. It's really funny. Number 6, The Door. This was a sad episode. Season 6, episode 5, revealing the tragic backstory of Hodor.
Yeah,
Good episode.
It was. It took a long way to get there, but it was good.
For me, if Battle of the Bastards, if Battle of the Bastards isn't in the top 3, I also am leaving the Earth. Let's see. Number 5, The Mountain and the Viper, season 4, episode 8. Trial by Combat, The Mountain versus Daddy Pascal.
Yeah. That was the one with Pedro. That was definitely up there, seeing the popping.
Okay, we're in the top 5 now.
I just remembered. Season 8 of Game of Thrones was the first time we did a podcast together.
Yes, it was.
I came on with you, JJ, and Danny to talk about about the last season of Game of Thrones.
Oh boy, what an auspicious beginning. Number 4 is Hard Home, season 5, episode 8, the brutal confrontation at Hard Home. That was pretty good. That was the betrayal of Jon Snow, Cersei's imprisonment for her crimes.
Yeah. That was good. That one she had to do the walk.
Yep.
The body double.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shame nun was future Ted Lasso star
Hannah
Waddingham. Number 3, The Winds of Winter, season 6, episode 10, when Cersei destroyed the Sept of Baelor. That was a cool ass scene with all the green fire. I don't know, top 3, maybe top 5. Yeah,
maybe. No, I mean, you still got more than a few.
I don't know. Here we go. Number 2, The Rains of Castamere. The Red Wedding comes in at number 2. Season 3, episode 9.
Okay.
And the number 1 episode, according to Game Rant, and this was just updated on March 24th, is the Battle of the Bastards. I would flip-flop them. I would put Battle of the Bastards 2, Red Wedding 1. I remember the Red Wedding came out. I was in tech school at the time, and the teacher used to come in on Mondays, and that's the first thing we would do for that class was we would talk about Game of Thrones. And the Monday after this, she hadn't seen it. We had to wait until Thursday to talk about it. Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, I'd have to think back through. I didn't do my homework on this list off the cuff. I don't know which one I would say is the top one.
I would have to put Red Wedding. Bye, JJ. Thank you for inhabiting Earth for the 40 years or so that you have. You young man, you.
Yeah, look, that was a good list. I think there was a lot of potential. I feel like they missed some stuff, but I don't know which ones I would say they missed. But I feel like there was a couple other ones that were up there higher.
Yeah, there was definitely some that are missed.
I feel like there was more stuff in the Battle of the Bastards season. Every episode was Jon Snow's death. Matt Camp.
Jon Snow's death was the betrayal one. I forget because I closed the page. But it was the betrayal one. It was in the top 5, I think, of that list. Let me see. Now you're gonna make me go back and look. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
He's got a new show, so people can go watch that.
Who does?
Jon Snow.
Does he?
It's not Jon Snow. Whatever. The actor. The guy
Kit
that.
Harington.
Yeah, he's the one that's not going to be in Blade. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute, like in a quick minute.
So that was a good list. While
Hard
we're on our
Home,
way,
Matt.
which one?
Hard Home was Jon Snow's death. That was came in at number 4 on this
There
list.
you go.
So that's not too bad.
So
Go ahead.
real quick on our way to the news. Did you
Go
have
ahead.
Doctor Who in the news?
I did not, but I always break off a little bit of time for you and Doctor Who.
So penultimate episode of this season, first one with again the Ncuti Gatwa, pulling back references to like the first Doctor Who villain from 60 years ago, out of nowhere. This episode, explaining the Susan twist of it all, who's the actress that's been showing up in random spots all season, but they're doing really they're I feel like they moved stuff out of order this season.
Okay.
Which, if they did it on purpose. Unlike other shows that feel like they were released in the wrong order without a purpose. But I feel like they did that on purpose with this show. There's a lot that they dropped where it's they were like, hey, here's stuff that happened off screen that you didn't see, which is kind of annoying. But I feel like that ties back into the whole fact that everything's kind of felt a little off kilter all season.
Mm-hmm.
But everything they do with the show, because Russell T Davies is a genius, is all intentional. So I think it'll all pull back in this next episode, the finale. But if you haven't been watching, go binge it before Friday. It's it
there,
is.
Matt.
No, he means about what I was just saying.
I know.
Yeah, it's all really well done. They brought in this mystical stuff this season. They're tying back to the Christmas special, but also pulling back things that they did during the run of David Tennant, where they brought him back, and they're tying things back into that, and just they're doing a lot of stuff that's connected from Easter eggs they've been dropping. So it's just really great how they've been tying everything together, and the acting in this episode was top notch again.
That's awesome.
Just seeing the reaction shots they do from these people and like the wheels turning in the doctor's head. This guy's going to go down as like one of the top 3 doctors of all time. I guarantee it by the time he's done. Yeah. Yeah, and he's just a really good actor. I mean, look, he was Ken, and now he's the Doctor. You know, hey.
Well, if I didn't have so much to watch right now, I would jump right back in.
Well, look, since I'm watching The Office, I suppose you could pick between Doctor Who or The Walking Dead.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who. I
won't even make you start before the Disney Plus stuff.
I'll tell you what. I'll start with Doctor Who once the Acolyte is over.
Okay. I feel like
even though I know it's officially over in most fans' minds,
Star Wars is dead, Frank.
Dude, stop! Don't start it. Don't start it.
I'm just trying to set them off in the chat so they can let us know.
I know.
By the way, Joey's 34.
I know. We mentioned this before. Oh wait, are you done with the Doctor Who thing? I don't.
Yeah. I'm good. Okay. I could go like super deep for like 45 minutes, but that's not what the people came to hear, Frank.
They didn't. Dennis Quaid's 1985 cult sci-fi movie is getting a remake. Enemy Mine is going to be remade by the Picard season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas.
I think we mentioned this. Did they sign something else?
No, it's just that he's going to write the screenplay for this. So this movie apparently was a commercial and critical failure when it came out. Very, very not well received. As a 59% Rotten Tomato score. It earned $12.3 million on a $40 million budget.
It's because he didn't see Louis Gossett Jr. on screen.
That's probably what it is. You can't advertise the man and not show him. So I vaguely remember seeing this movie. It was 85 was 3 lifetimes ago for me.
It was an HBO staple. Yeah. So I watched it probably like 10 times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I thought it was great.
I don't think I disliked it.
I don't think it'll hold up.
And
if they redo it, they're gonna make it like way more big and splashy. I doubt it'll be. The cool thing with it was like a one shot. Like it was like everything's right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So and I forget the term, but I've used it with some of the Doctor Who stuff, right? Where it's like everything's in one shot, and it's a super small set, super small
Right.
story where it was all about the acting. I
Kind of
don't
like
think we get that in a remake.
like Django Unchanged, where it was all took place in and around that one little cabin.
Sure,
Right?
never
Was it
saw it.
Django Unchanged? Yeah.
No, are you thinking of the one with Samuel L. Jackson and Christina Ricci?
No.
Oh,
No. That's Black Snake Moan.
yep.
No, I'm thinking of the one with Kurt Russell in the snow. And it was all in and around that one little house. It wasn't Django Unchanged, but it was something. It was a
Hateful Eight. No,
maybe? No.
Hateful Eight was
Anyway,
on the bar.
one of the movies that you thought we were going to get to see that is still on track for a 2025 release lost another director.
Ooh, it's still on track, is it?
Blade has lost director Jan Demange, if I'm saying that right. He exited the project before they even went into production. Marvel Studios has not commented yet. However, Marshala Ali's attorneys.
Mahershala.
I was so close. Closer this time than I ever have.
I think you had a stroke halfway through. It's fine.
I did. Ali's attorney, Shelby Weiser, briefly mentioned the Blade movie with her client while keeping it brief. Weiser opened up about how the situation with the Blade reboot is the craziest thing she has ever experienced in her career. The deal was done in 2019 and they haven't shot it.
Like, so you saw the original Blade movies, right?
No.
None of them?
No. Parts, bits and pieces.
Oh my God. So look, it's not hard to write or shoot a Blade movie. It's literally like, hey, there's a vampire that can walk in the day that wants to kill other vampires. Ooh, there's a bad vampire. He's going to go kill him. That's legit the whole story. That's all you need.
Wesley Snipes took to Twitter and said, Blade, lordy, lordy, lordy. Side-eye emoji. Folks still looking for the secret sauce, riding snowmobiles in traffic, kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they? He's having a laugh at this whole thing.
Look, you bring him in as Whistler. Well, hot ass Jessica Biel was in Blade Trinity. Oh,
maybe that's why they're drawing this out, because Wesley was in jail in 2019. Maybe they're just now.
Was he? I feel like he was out by 2019 because he was in Coming to America 2 in 2019.
Was he?
It dropped during the pandemic, so it definitely filmed in 2019.
When did Wesley Snipes get out of jail?
Before that, he got out of jail like
2013. Yeah, 2013. 2013. Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
After Passenger 57.
Yo, don't mess with Passenger 57. that was a good ass movie.
Look, he had that run. He had the parachute one. Remember that one?
Hey, Demolition Man, that one.
Oh yeah.
Come on now, Demolition Man.
I saw all those in the theater. That was like my sweet spot for when I was going to the movies all the time.
Demolition Man and Cobra are like neck and neck for that era for me.
I don't know that they're the same era.
They're not, but it is for me.
Those are two very different Sylvester Stallone eras.
Because that's marrying Cobretti, dude. No, you know what it was? Cobra and Tango and Cash are the same era. Yeah.
Cobra and Commando are the same era. Tango and Cash is like 5 years later.
Well, that's still in the same era. That was Tango and Cash came out in 1989.
Yeah. Cobra was like 83 or 84.
Cobra came out 1986. That's a year. It's
3 years.
3 years. Math, whatever. Who needs it?
Look at him throwing out all the Wesley Snipes love in the chat.
I am up here doing Terrence Howard math, my man.
We got The Fugitive 2. We got Major League.
I'm doing Terrence Howard math. You got to respect this.
I got to remember what this other movie was called. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Who?
For
Wesley
him.
Snipes?
Oh, I mean, White Man Can't Jump. Forgot about that one. God.
Look, Wesley Snipes had a lot of good movies back in the day. Okay? Now I'm going to look up.
I got to find the one of... The Fan. Remember The Fan?
Yes. Instead of giving you Batman news.
Drop Zone. Drop Zone's the one I was thinking of.
shockingly have seen so many of his movies. He's done 71 movies. Okay. I can probably say the first, let me go all the way back now. Let me see. Wildcats. He was in Wildcats with Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, look, and you probably saw almost everything he was in for the next. I forgot
Let
he
me
was
see.
in the Michael Jackson Bad video.
From Major League up, I saw a lot. Yo,
Yeah, look, the TV one-offs that he did is whatever. But
no.
Mo Better Blues, he was phenomenal. New Jack City was
Nino
great.
Brown,
Jungle Fever. Yeah,
sit your
look,
$5 ass down before I make change. Come on, that's one of the best
look,
lines in that damn movie.
just he still holds up. Just cast him as Blade again. He's younger than Mahershala Ali, I think, so it's
No,
fine.
I need to
What?
do a New Jack City rewatch.
Well, he is. Hold on. So let's look at this. So he's 62.
Yep.
All right.
Lewis Lee.
Mahershala. I bet I can spell Mahershala. I bet I can't.
Google will spell it out for you.
Yeah, I can also look up the Green Book and then get to Mahershala Ali. Yeah, I would definitely not have spelled it that way.
Nope.
But Mahershala Ali is he is 50. So I feel like by the time they make this Blade movie, he's going to be the same age Wesley Snipes was when they could have cast him in 2019.
I mean, his last Blade movie was in 2004. For 20 years now.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm not against it. Anyway, now that we're done the Wesley Snipes hole.
Yeah.
Batman 2 gets its first update in 9 months from James Gunn. The Part 2 script is still in progress with no set completion date. The pandemic and strike pushed it to 2026.
We're not getting that movie.
Here's a question. What do we get first? Blade or Batman 2?
I bet they compete against each other at the box office in Christmas and Halloween. No, in May of 2028.
May of 2028. Okay. Mission Impossible 8's budget surpassed $300 million, making it the most expensive installment in the franchise. Previous films had much lower budgets, raising concerns about the 8th movie's box office potential and possible break-even point at $600 million.
Do it. Just
not going to happen.
Finish it and release it. No,
Dead
they could
Reckoning
pull that off.
$200 million in the theaters.
But that was coming out of the pandemic. That was they thought that could pull off Top Gun money, but it made $200 million, not worldwide, right?
Now, worldwide, the franchise has made $4 billion.
Yeah, they got that. They're good. As long as they don't shoot scenes they can't show in certain countries, they'll be all right.
Right. All right. Let's jump into spoiler territory. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up because I have a quote from Dave Filoni.
Start from the bottom.
Now, since JJ's watching, this quote is going to solve all of your Star Wars problems. Okay? This is going to solve all of your Star Wars.
I'm intrigued to see which one this is because I saw a Dave Filoni quote too.
This is the music quote. Dave is listening to you. Okay? Star Wars canon. Let me find the whole thing. Star Wars canon is like jazz, not classical music. Jazz is the free-flowing, ever-changing, and open to individual interpretation. Dave Filoni sees canon as maintaining the heart of a story, even if details change across different mediums. Lucasfilm's approach to canon encourages creativity over strict adherence to continuity, embracing different perspectives. That is some negative spin reaction if I ever heard some. This man is spinning plates right now, because he's seeing the negative feedback that the Acolyte's getting. He's spinning plates. That's what I see this quote as.
Look, so let's dive into that. All the negativity for the Acolyte. Look, we said a lot of things about episodes 1 and 2. We may have said there was good stuff. We said there was bad stuff. It was a mixed bag. I don't think it's the end of Star Wars. I just think it's a show that's not for me, which is okay. Because you know what else wasn't for me? Like Star Wars Resistance. And you know who that upset? Nobody.
No, that one wasn't for me either.
Same thing
I
as the
didn't.
Young Jedi Adventures. Not for me. That's okay.
Here's what I have to say about this show. I just look at it as a why. Like okay, you want to take a different approach to Star Wars, and you want to not kind of strictly adhere to the canon. Okay, that's fine. But they're kind of swerving. Now, one thing I did read is, well,
I mean, we got a Jedi monk out of nowhere, and nobody's bitched about that in Rogue One. Everybody thought he was cool.
Was he a Jedi though? Or was he just
was
a monk?
Force-using monk. They're not Jedi witches. They're Force-using witches. It's the same thing.
Fair. But that Jedi monk didn't create life.
Well, we don't know exactly how that happened yet.
We don't. And they haven't exactly said. That's one thing they've been very... They didn't let you know what coven this was. One thing I did read was that it wasn't a Dathomir witch. It was an Endurian.
Yeah, they're a different. So one of the quotes I saw, which is what I wasn't sure if you were going to get into, was Filoni had told the showrunner of this show, like, nobody said that the Night Sisters are the only witches.
Okay, fair.
So you know, and that's just it. And like I said, like, I don't have a problem with that part. I don't have a problem with the things most of the people that are complaining about the show have problems with. My problem is that it's a bad show.
Yeah, I don't like the writing's not good.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with what they're doing with Star Wars, but like if it wasn't a Star Wars show, I wouldn't be watching it.
Same.
Because it's not good. Is my problem, right? Like, I want it to be good because it's Star Wars and I love Star Wars, and I feel like this show should be for me because it seems like it'd be interesting and like a good plot and those things, except for the fact that it's so poorly written that I can't dig into any of it.
It's the same. It was I watched the first 15 minutes of it at the beginning of last week, and then I just finished it like right before we came on here. And that was only because we had to talk about it. It was the only reason I even mentioned it. I think the writing's subpar. I think the chanting was weird. Like it
didn't whatever.
It didn't bother me. It was just weird. And again, you can't say that Filoni. Look, JJ's from text messages and stuff that JJ and I and other people have gone back and forth on. JJ's tapped out right now on Star Wars, and I get that, and that's okay. It's okay. Filoni isn't involved in this to the point where he's running this show, and he's. I don't even think he's overseeing this show.
The show was done before he was named as the guy running everything.
So that's why I don't. He gets a pass from me right now. He's currently working on Ahsoka season 2, and he's getting a bunch of ideas for his Star Wars movie while he's writing that. So like he's got.
I don't think he's working on the Mandalorian movie first.
No, Ahsoka 2's first.
No,
I'm telling you, Ahsoka season 2 is Dave Filoni's current Star Wars focus, which seems to promise more updates soon. Filoni has already written the opening for his untitled Mandalorian era Star Wars movie. Filoni's focus on Ahsoka 2 proves that is especially important for the Mandalorian era, as its events could likely help to launch this era onto the big screen.
Look, I'll be honest with you. It's Mandalorian also not great. Neither was Boba Fett. Look, he's great at animation. I think we've always said that, right? And storytelling works different in animation than it does in live action. Absolutely. Where you can do things in animation that people will forgive. They don't necessarily forgive in live action. Whereas, you know, if you stretch out the season of Boba Fett into 15, 22-minute episodes, that's fine, right? Because you can do it a little bit different with editing and things like that and how you're cutting the story. But his live action stuff in general, we've complained about the pacing of Mandalorian every season, regardless of how heavy he was involved in it. This one, I felt like this episode was in the wrong spot, as Matt knew I was alluding to earlier, right, in the chat. When we look at this episode, it was 40 minutes longer than it needed to be. This needed to be like somebody telling a story, and that's it. This is like a one scene recap in a different episode that says, "Hey, remember when we did this and your sister was kind of a bitch and she didn't really like stuff, and then your moms were trying to do stuff, and we don't know where your dad was, and like that's really all the story I needed. I didn't need 40 minutes of showing me that. And then, hey, remember how we still didn't tell you how everybody died?
And I really did it,
Okay.
but I'm blaming the Jedi for it. So I'm going to go kill the Jedi, even though I burned down the whole house.
But did she? Because all of those witches were dead. They didn't die from a fire. It didn't look like, because none of them were burning.
True. That's
So,
true.
but like, I didn't need more mystery from that. Like, because that was already a mystery. So like, all you did was make it still a mystery. Like,
You're just
but you didn't answer any questions,
no,
right? Like,
not
and it made no sense to cut your momentum you had from episode 1 and 2 and let's do a flashback to a story nobody cared about.
I just, it's fine.
It was witch fire, JJ. It's fine if the stone house was on fire. It's fine if everything in space was on fire. It's fine. Fire does whatever it wants in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago.
It's 100 years before anybody named Skywalker exists, as far as we know. So, I don't even bother looking up Easter eggs for it because I just didn't care. And nobody else cares. Yoda can't save this series, but Yoda's alive during this time.
Yoda will be there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
They're going to have to. You figure.
Maybe we'll get Yaddle.
Maybe.
Which, if you watch Tales of the Jedi, you see what happened to Yaddle.
Yoda's 950 years old, roughly 900 years old. So when he dies in Return of the Jedi,
he's hanging out. Don't worry.
This is 100 years before.
Yeah, he's around. Look, I would be shocked if we don't get him for like a scene or maybe like a passing or something. I don't think they anchor on him much.
No. All right, let's move over to the boys. We'll save the dragons for last. I want to get into the boys, and I don't mean like I'm getting into a sauna.
Yeah.
So if you have not seen the 3 episodes of The Boys that were released on Amazon Prime on Thursday, it sucks for spoilers for you. One of the questions, before we get into how do we think the show was, one of the questions that has fired up the internet was people thinking Laz Alonso was recast as Mother's Milk. It's the second cast member that people are talking about having drastic appearance changes.
So you know what it was? All it is?
Go ahead, and then I'll go back to JJ's quick comment.
Clearly he lost some weight.
He lost a ton of weight.
And streamlined. Well, no, he also shaved his beard.
Yep.
That can have a drastic impact on how you look. And he just happens to be somebody that had a beard that actually has a chin.
Yeah.
So he looks a lot slimmer because he wasn't using the beard to cover up the fact that he had no chin. He was, just having the beard as part of the character, and then he got rid of it. So, I kept looking. I was like, it doesn't look like the same guy, but I know it is.
I want to jump back to this really fast. This is a JJ asked, so are we going to ignore the fact that Anakin was conceived by the Force to counteract the rise of the Sith? We actually don't know.
Yeah, who said that?
I don't. JJ.
No. I mean, who said that he was conceived by the Force to counteract the rise of the Sith?
JJ. I don't remember what the exact. He was brought into the world to bring balance to the Force.
It says who?
Well, that was the whole prophecy. He's the one to bring balance to the Force, and by bringing balance to the Force was destroying the Jedi, destroying the Sith. That brought balance to the Force. The Star Wars lore did say he was the one to bring balance to the Force.
Sure.
And I want to go down a Star Wars rabbit hole another time. I definitely do. Come back on Monday, and I'm sure we will. But they actually haven't explained their conception of these two girls yet. They alluded to it in this episode, but they were still very, I want to say, almost mysterious about it in a way.
Look, maybe the Stonefire burned down the clone things they were doing.
It could be. So what did you think of the boys? Your first text message was a little Jack for me.
Oh, I was just messing with you. because I knew you hadn't watched it yet, so I don't want to give anything away.
What did you think of the first 3 episodes?
I think they're great.
Okay.
I enjoy the show immensely. I don't know where I don't know where the break is from this audience score, because it's like getting destroyed online.
It really is.
But same way the last show we were just talking about, not that show, the 2006 movie The Acolyte is getting review bombed right now because people don't know how to search properly. So like that just tells me like none of those ratings are true.
That's a
Right?
shame.
I think The Boys is doing really interesting story stuff, and continues to evolve.
Yeah,
And
I
Anthony
agree.
Starr continues to be brilliant in the subtle stuff he does. In between these seasons, I watched all of Banshee, which he was the star of. So now I have a newfound appreciation for his
Okay.
acting in general.
Did you did you see the quote from Eric Kripke, who's like flabbergasted that people are actually thinking that Homelander is a good guy, and there's like people that are rooting for him to succeed?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No,
That there's
not
people
one
rooting
much.
for
Are
him.
you?
Let me
Are
see. What did I
you?
say to you? I said, "How about them boys?" Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
was
you put a
it.
face. You put a face. Did you will you ever be able to go in a sauna again? Because I'm out on saunas.
Yeah. Look. I can still go in a field after the human centipede, so I'm good. It's no
That
different.
that scene hit me out of left field. I totally wasn't expecting that.
Look, I
Like it,
after the stuff they did with the flea or ant or whatever his name was.
I mean, there was a lot of penis in that scene. A
Uh,
lot of penis in that episode.
yeah, but I mean, we were inside one to kick off season 3, so like,
that's true.
except in reading the comics, like I get it. They're doing like, let me go in and do shock value. Cool,
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I think sister, what's her name? Slade? No, what's her name?
Sledge. No.
No, nope, no. Wow, no.
Sage.
I think that character is interesting. I'm shocked we didn't hit the Godolkin stuff yet.
No. Well, he
Sage.
mentioned it.
Sister
Butcher
Sage. There it
mentioned
is.
it.
I know, but like that's the weird. That's the basement is the weird where they were and Gen V where they were holding
Yep.
the power kid, right? They were doing all the mind wipes on. That's somewhere on the team now. Seems like that's where they were holding Homelander, was in that basement in Godolkin. Is how they're going to tie this back. So that's interesting. I want to see how far they're going to go with those characters in this season and where we're at timeline wise.
So I think it's after that. I know that because Butcher referenced it. So we're after that.
Yeah, it's just it's
So
yeah.
a couple of really quick things. One, I don't remember what I was going to say, so I'll go with the other one. What she did at the end of the episode with the Deep.
Yeah.
She lobotomized herself.
That's what it seems to be the story.
She lobotomized herself to take a break from being so smart to dumb herself down to the Deep's level, to just veg out.
Yeah, I saw that article too, which I thought was interesting. I thought it was she did something to his octopus, and she was trying to just manipulate the Deep in general. But apparently,
I thought that too until I went and looked it up. Did you see who the voice of the octopus was?
Yeah, it's the ancient one.
It's Tilda Swinton.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. Like I said. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was something else I read is that. So, what the hell's his name? Negan. What the hell's his name?
Joe.
Joe?
On the show, his name's Joe.
Right. So
in real life, his name is the comedian.
What?
Who? From Watchmen? No? Okay.
No. He's a figment of Butcher's imagination, which is what they're saying is a byproduct of the V that he's taken, right? That's one of the theories.
Oh, that's interesting.
So if he is a byproduct of Butcher's mind, is Huey's mom a byproduct of Huey's mind because of him taking the V.
No,
I
because
don't think that.
I mean, could be his mom hasn't interacted with anybody else.
Not that you've seen, no. But he did ask about the power of attorney thing, and the lawyers did say it that it's true. Honest to God,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, by the way.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, thank you. Honestly, Dom, when I saw Will Ferrell pop up, I had looked away for a minute or two. I thought I changed shows for a second when I saw Will Ferrell on screen because that was kind of out of left field. And it was pretty funny to see Will Ferrell in The Boys.
It was great, man. It just shows you like how much star power the show's pulling right now between Tilda Swinton and Will Ferrell. I'm sure there's more cameos coming that we haven't seen yet.
I hope so. I hope so. I do, but I thought the show, I'm enjoying the political intrigue of the show and all the little nuances of what's going on. I really do.
Did you know Jack Quaid is dating Victoria Newman in real life?
No shit, really?
Yep. They are an official couple.
That's pretty
what'd you think of the superpower Zoe got from being injected with V?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not what you would want as your power, I suppose.
No, and she's fully okay with it. She's just like, whatever.
Yeah, she's nuts. Yeah.
The ice skating scene also was really fucked up. Pardon my language. But the ice skating scene was horrible. She's out of his league. Look, man, he's on a couple different shows. He's on Lower Decks for at least one more season. Okay.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, his parents are a little bit of a big deal.
A little bit.
He's got My Adventures with Superman. So good.
Yeah, a little bit. The last show on our list made its triumphant return last night on HBO. So now we're at the House of Dragons part. I will say that this show continues, as the first couple seasons of the original Game of Thrones did, continues to be top material from the amazing score in the background. This guy's nailing it. The opening scene at Winterfell was great. Seeing the sword, ice, just the lore dump that they give you at the beginning of the episode about the wall and what's to come, kind of hinting at that. And then just all of the little political intrigues that go along. Daemon and Queen Rhaena, Ray. I always get the names mixed up. But the older lady, where Rhaenyra. She just gave him no time. She did not care what he had to say. It's just, but hearing Daemon's fear of Aemond is interesting. Because Daemon's this badass, but Aemond, he's talking about Aemond like Aemond's another badass. All right, JJ, thank you.
Well, he is because he's big.
Yes. Rhaenyra, thank you, Peter.
Yeah, Rhaenyra is the lead. Rhaenyra is the older one that she was named after.
Yes. The portrayal of the grief was so well done. And Sir Kristen is just a giver. He's a giver.
I mean, those are just like I get it. Cool. Those are just there to just keep on brand.
Well, Allison really did get it. Not the most shocking moment of the episode, which I'm gonna bring up in a second. Did you like the episode at all? Did you?
Yeah. Look, I thought last season was good. I wasn't like super intrigued and into it because they kept all the time jumps and everything got me.
Yeah.
Like I think it's well acted. I think it's well done. It's another one where there's just so much going on.
There is a lot going on.
It's all of these kinds of shows. And look, it goes back to me being an awful person and doing multiple screen viewing all the time that I'm just like, I can't get that focused for that long. Because I'm into it, but I'm not that into it. But I think it's good.
I did not read the books, but I know what happens to a lot of the characters, which I'm not going to say now because people that didn't read the books. The bloody and cheese, that was different from the books, from what I read, and not showing the killing, but just the sounds was just as horrific if you had showed them actually killing the baby. The sound effects.
Now, do you think it was the boy, or do you think she told him wrong?
Nope, it was the boy. This is a departure from the books, so something else is going to happen to the other kid. They're saying there's a whole thing, and the fact that they showed that on Father's Day, bro.
Wow,
a son for a son on Father's Day.
Where else would they go? They got to go for that shock value.
I mean, I'm all in on this because like I said, I like the political intrigue and I like the different threads that are being woven, and I want to see dragons fight. Like that's what I want to see. I want to see dragons fight.
We'll get there. I mean, look, this was a fairly quick turnaround.
Yep.
Because it only finished filming not even a year ago, there's a lot of post CGI which they burned through, which seems to, maybe the studios in England are better than the ones in the US right now. I don't know, just saying.
Marvel needs to reach out to them.
Yeah, because they're so far it's good, but we'll see how dim. And I finally have a TV that I'll be able to see the dark episodes, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you have a nice big TV, don't you?
I do. It's pretty good. 70 something, 72.
Oh, I saw an 86 in Sam's Club. They are doing a season 3. I think it was renewed for season 3. It for me, it continues to be just there's again, like I do some Googling after the show to look up stuff. So like I said, I know fates of characters, and there's definitely going to be some sad people down the road. But again, we know this is all before Game of Thrones. That we watched the six seasons that were good. So everybody dies at some point.
Well, yeah, look, so maybe it's old age. Who knows? I'm in, like I said, and I think it's going to be good, and I think it's going to get interesting. It's not these style shows. There's just so much going on. There's like even The Boys had some of these episodes. I was like, Jesus Christ, is this how much long? Why is there 20 minutes left?
Dom's with you, and he said he's on his phone when he's watching it. And yeah, if you don't really pay attention, you're going to miss some stuff. But I was finding myself with The Boys. I was kind of looking stuff up online for other things too, a little bit.
And listen, because it was 3 episodes. That's why like 1 to 2 would have been great. But by like the second or third, you're like, oh my God, I'm still watching this show. And I'm not a binger anymore because there's not a lot that I watch on Netflix that all drops at once. So
no, I can't tell you the last time I pulled up Netflix.
And Stranger Things won't be out for another like 6 years. So
right. I mean,
my wife's been watching Perfect Match, so I've been in a little bit, just a little bit though. It's one of the worst shows I've ever seen, but it's fine. I
might go watch the Chuck and Larry movie.
Oh, that sounds fun for you. You can do that on your way to watch The Walking Dead or Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, it'll be Doctor Who. It will be.
Well,
so you're on vacation next week, right?
I am.
I don't know if we're going to do a show or not yet. We'll see. Like I said, I am doing the pool Saturday and Sunday, so I may be a zombie Monday. If we are going to do one, I'll reach out during the week and maybe line a person or two up to pop on and talk about something.
Oh, who knows how the Acolyte episode will be? I'm sure there'll be plenty of people chomping at the bit to get on and talk.
We'll see.
But look, Doctor Who's Disney Plus, so it's easy. It's right there. It's right next to the Acolyte. You could just miss and go back and watch the Doctor Who. You got to do the holiday specials, and then you can dig in.
Right now, I'm just concerned about Uncle Howdy coming back on Raw tonight.
God, I don't even know who that is, but I'm sure it's exciting.
Bray Wyatt's brother.
So no gigs from me this week. But when I get back, I got a couple hits down at Rosalie and Wayne, and then I will be still waiting on all the details, but I'll be doing a benefit
local
at Odd Logic, which is local, on the 30th of June from 5 to 10. The guy that did all my work on my arms had a heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So he's not tattooing currently. So they're doing some benefits to help benefit him and help him get through as the owner of the shop. And since he can't do what he does for a living right now until he's fully recovered. So I'll be performing at that, volunteering my time and services to help give them some entertainment during their event. So that'll be at Odd Logic Brewing, the 30th. Keep an eye on Jack Kid Music for more details on that. And thanks for finding the Geek Spot. Go listen to us, all those places that have the things except for YouTube Music, because F them. And, that's it. Thanks.
Thanks.